Hey friends, and welcome back to the channel. Today we have a really interesting video because we're going to talk about Poppy Playtime Chapter 5 and specifically about news and theories related to the game's map. Recently, several official materials have been released directly by Mob Entertainment, and as you know, when official content comes out, it's never random. Thanks precisely to this official material, we can already start to get a fairly clear idea of how the map of Chapter 5 might be structured, what kind of environments we might explore, and what type of narrative path the game could follow. But it doesn't end here, because recently, new information has emerged that adds even more details and allows us to understand the bigger picture even better. In this video, we will therefore look at all these updates together, analyze the official material available, connect the various clues, and as always, try to build a complete overview of the situation, combining concrete news and well-reasoned theories. Before we begin though, as always, I ask you for a little support. If you enjoy the video, leave a like because it really helps the channel grow. And if you're not subscribed yet, subscribe and activate the notification bell so you don't miss any updates about Poppy Playtime and the next videos coming to the channel. That said, I think we can start right away because there is really a lot to talk about. A few days ago, Mob Entertainment released a very interesting video. A video lasting 1 hour and 6 seconds. At first glance, it might seem static, but in reality, it is full of secrets, hidden references, and direct connections to Chapter 5. I have already made several videos about this footage, so if you want a full and detailed analysis, I recommend checking out the previous videos on the channel. Here, however, we want to focus on one specific detail that I think is crucial to better understand the Chapter 5 map. The video is entirely set inside a single room. Apparently a simple room, almost anonymous. But as we know, in Poppy Playtime, nothing is ever random. And it is precisely by carefully observing this room that some very interesting elements emerge, especially the wallpaper. If we take a close look at the drawings on the wallpaper, we immediately notice something extremely important. They are exactly the same drawings as the wallpaper we see in the first official trailer of Poppy Playtime Chapter 5. This connection is absolutely not random. That same wallpaper, in fact, is found in the room where Lily Lovebraids is introduced in the official trailer. And this is a detail that we absolutely cannot overlook, because it creates a very strong and direct connection between the 1 hour and 6 second video and one of the key locations of Chapter 5. At this point, we can make a new theory. The room we see in the long video could actually be the very same room connected to Lily Lovebraids. If this theory is correct, then this video becomes also a real environmental teaser, already showing us a concrete part of the Chapter 5 map and the context in which we will encounter Lily Lovebraids. And all of this provides us with further crucial information about how the map might be structured, which environments we will explore, and how important this area could be for the narrative of the next chapter. And pay attention, because this is only the beginning. From here on, the connections become even more interesting. At this point, by putting together all the elements we have seen so far, we can begin to have a much more complete picture of the situation. About Chapter 5, we already know one fundamental thing. It will be set in the secret laboratory. This is now almost certain. Also because Chapter 4 ends exactly with us reaching the entrance of the laboratory. And right after that, Huggy Wuggy appears in a scene that clearly sets the stage for what will come next. The laboratory, therefore, will be the central location of the entire Chapter 5. The core of the experience, both from a narrative and a gameplay point of view. It is precisely there that the most important moments of the story will probably take place. However, as we have already theorized in several past videos, it is very unlikely that the entire Chapter 5 will take place exclusively inside the laboratory. Poppy Playtime has already accustomed us to more complex structures, with multiple interconnected areas, each with its own identity, atmosphere, and a very specific role within the narrative. And now we have even more confirmations that strongly reinforce this theory. All the new clues and official materials we have analyzed suggest that the laboratory will not be the only explorable area, but rather the central hub from which other zones will branch out, exactly as happened in previous chapters. If we think about how past chapters were structured, every time we had different environments, connected to each other but still clearly distinct, which served both to expand the map and to deepen specific characters. And one of the areas that we will most likely explore in Chapter 5 is the one related to Lily Lovebraids. All the clues seem to point in this direction: the room, the wallpaper, the direct connection with the official material, and the way this character is presented. Everything suggests that Lily Lovebraids will not be just a secondary character, but will have her own dedicated area, a specific section of the map designed especially for her. This means that Chapter 5 could be much larger and more varied than we imagine, with multiple environments, more paths, and a map structure that is definitely more complex and interesting. At this point, we can stop for a moment and start making some important considerations, trying to connect all the dots we have gathered so far. Right now, we have confirmation of at least two main areas that we will explore in Chapter 5. On one side, we have the secret laboratory, and on the other, the area dedicated to Lily Lovebraids. This is now fairly clear thanks to the official material and the clues spread by Mob Entertainment. Obviously, however, it is almost certain that these will not be the only zones in the game. It would be very strange to think that such an important chapter like Chapter 5 would be set in only two areas. Poppy Playtime has always shown us more articulated maps, with multiple sections, so it is very likely that there are other areas that have not yet been revealed. That said, what really stands out is the fact that these two areas seem to be completely opposed to each other. On one side we have the laboratory, which represents the darkest and most scientific side of Playtime Co. It is the place of experiments, the location where the mascots were created, the core of the horrors we know. A cold, unsettling, extremely dangerous environment, and above all, an area that now seems to be under the control of the prototype. This makes the laboratory not just a location, but a true stronghold of the enemy. On the other side, instead, we have Lily Lovebraids' area, which, from what we have seen so far, conveys completely different sensations. It seems like a more peaceful zone, almost surreal, reminiscent of a gigantic dollhouse, with an atmosphere that appears softer, more orderly, almost reassuring, at least on the surface. But be careful, because in Poppy Playtime appearances always deceive. At the moment, we still do not know whether Lily Lovebraids will be an ally or an enemy. This is one of the big question marks of Chapter 5. And precisely for this reason, her area could quickly transform from an apparently safe place into one of the most dangerous environments in the game. If Lily turns out to be an enemy, then her zone will not be a peaceful place at all. On the contrary, it could be an area full of tension, chases, traps, and extremely unsettling moments. A place where every wrong step could cost us dearly. So, even if visually it may seem less threatening than the laboratory, Lily Lovebraids' area could turn out to be even more dangerous, precisely because we do not expect the horror. And for this reason, when we explore these zones, we will have to be very careful. Thank you so much for watching the video until the end. You are amazing. Let me know in the comments what you think about this. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell for the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.